Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today's topic is generating multiple rows for overlapping categories in Proc SQL Power of Union All. To understand this topic, let us quickly look into the dataset in here. The dataset in here has two variables and four observations, and for the variable ID we have 1, 2, 3, 4 as values. And in the output from this dataset, what we want is we want 1, 2, 3, 4 IDs, and the new column which we are going to create, which we are also going to call as a new column, should have the value of hello, and also 3, 4 should be repeated, but the new column value should be hi. I have made a very detailed video on this topic using data step and how we can achieve doing in data step with the help of output statement. In here, how to do this with the help of union all. Now let us think about how we can do with the Proc SQL, and here I am going to talk about the simplest way what we can think through, and then I will explain why this does not work. Now what we are doing in here is we have a Proc SQL in here wherein we are using this test data set, and we are saying star means I want ID and value, and also I am saying case when ID in 1, 2, 3, 4, then I want to have the value of hello. When ID in 3, 4, then I should have the value of hi, and the column name should be new column. And let us try to quickly run this and see our result. And in here you can see that when ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, we have only the values of hello for new column, but we don't have any hi as a value for new column. Why is this so? For any particular observation, if the condition is true, it will not look into that observation once again. Means if you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, here we have 3, 4. So for ID in 3, 4 is already true in here. That is why it has a value of hello for new variable, which we are calling here as new column, and this statement is never checked. And that is how case when statements work. Now how can we solve this, and how can we get the result as we are showing in here? To do this, we can use union all. And before going into the details of union all, I would like to say something in here. I have made a very detailed video on the topic of union all and others which are commonly known as set operators. And what union all is doing is it vertically appends or stack the observations. Now let us try to look into our code. I am saying select star hello as new column from test where ID in 1, 2, 3, 4. So when ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, it is going to create new column with the value of hello. And also we have our other variables as mentioned in the star here. And then what we are going to also do is we are doing union all, wherein we are saying that select star, and then we are saying hi as new column from test where ID in 3, 4. Means when ID is 3, 4, we get two observations and it will have the value of hi for new column. So we have the value of hello for these 4 IDs, and we have the value of hi for these 2 IDs, and then we are going to stack them. And now let us quickly run this and see our result. In the result you can see that we have our 4 observations with the value of hello, and then 3, 4 has a value of hi. By using union all, what we were doing is we have created a temporary result set here and a temporary result set here, and then with the help of union all we have appended all the results. Sum it up, what we have really done is we have processed 1, 2, 3, 4 IDs one time and 3, 4 IDs one another time. Means we are able to generate these multiple observations or multiple rows when we have an overlapping categories. Means when the ID is 3 and 4, we wanted it to have the value of hello and also hi, and this can be done only when you can process this more than once and then append them. Now I want to quickly discuss what are some problems with this kind of approach and how we must be careful. To understand this, let us look into a new data set. In here I am calling this new data set as new test, and it has same variables as I have shown you before, ID and value, but one thing different in here is I have 6 observations and I have 2 new IDs, 5 and 6. Now if I run with the same code what I have shown you before, let us see what will happen. Here I am running with the same code, but here what I am doing is I am using new test as my data set, and let's quickly run this and see our result. In the result you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 3, 4. Because we have specifically written where conditions, we may miss other observations. Here we have not processed ID 5 and 6. To process for data which has ID 5 and 6, all we need to do is please say where ID in 5, 6. So I do not want any value for the new column. That's why I'm giving a code as new column. And then once we quickly run this, in the result you can see that we also have 5 and 6 IDs in here. So simply what we have done is we have taken each of scenario we want to have the observation. We are also doing our due diligence to pick up any remaining observations we have, and we are doing union all with them. So we got to be very careful. If we have any observations which we could miss, we need to process them. That's all for this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Thank you.